This MetroCast Channel 10 Sportscast is brought to you by the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, a regional philanthropic organization with over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund. The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, here for you, for good, forever. Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty Incorporated, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Personal, professional, and powerful. Better call Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty Incorporated. First Columbia Bank and Trust. We finance fun. Let First Columbia finance your next venture. With you every step of the way, First Columbia Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. The 162nd Annual Bloomsburg Fair, September 23rd through September 30th, featuring incredible entertainment, great food, and lots of fun. For tickets and information, go to bloomsburgfair.com. And by MetroCast, your high-speed internet, digital TV, and phone provider for the greater Berwick, Pocono, and Schuylkill County areas. Now with internet speeds up to 150 megabytes per second. MetroCast. Welcome to MetroCast Channel 10's coverage of high school football. Got a good one for you tonight. The Crestwood Comets at the Berwick Bulldogs. It's a kind of overcast evening, but the game time temperature in the mid-70s, and it's kind of humid. It feels like summer out here tonight, so we're looking for a good game. Berwick coming in undefeated at 3-0, and Crestwood coming in at 2-1, having only lost to Wilkes-Barre Coughlin. Take a look at the rosters for today. Here is the Crestwood Comets football team. Chase Passman, number 2, is your starting quarterback. Had a decent year. And Greg Myers is your head coach. Our thanks to the acting athletic director at Crestwood, Bonnie Gregory, for helping get the information to you this evening. Here are the Berwick area Bulldogs, 3-0. Alex Force, number 2, the starting quarterback for this team. Watch for Evan Klinger, number 8. And lots of Damon Beckhorn, number 14, going to be out there doing what he does. And here's the rest of the Berwick football team as well. Good defense, good offense. Frank Sheptock, the head coach, and also the athletic director at the Berwick area school district. And there is a look at the receiving team. Berwick will be receiving the kickoff. Crestwood kicking away. And we are about to get underway here at Crispin Field in Berwick on a cozy Friday night in September 2017. Crestwood's all set, and we are underway in Berwick. And it's a short kick blocked. Number 40 there, coming up with the ball, Noah Craig.
Number 42, Eric Montez. He returns it out close to the 45-yard line.
They said Eric Montez. So we'll go with that. Just underway. Berwick will start at their own 45-yard line. Alex Forrest back to take the snap. Quick handoff to Evan Klinger. Klinger breaking free, going for it. One man to beat. Can he get all the way? A little shove, stays on his feet, stays on a touchdown. First play from scrimmage. Berwick scores immediately within the first 13 seconds of the game. Evan Klinger goes 55 yards for a Berwick touchdown to begin this matchup against the Crestwood Comets tonight. As he bursts through the defense. Not exactly sure how that happened, but the obviously the defensive line for Crestwood broke down a little bit right there. Here's Ken Marshman. We saw earlier this week on MetroCast Channel 10 playing soccer, scored 6 goals in a 7-0 win over GAR. Here tonight he is kicking for Berwick. The extra point is up, and it is good. Berwick leads this game by a score of 7-0. Go back and show you that touchdown run. Handoff from Alex Forrest to Evan Klinger, their workhorse from the 45-yard line of Berwick. There he is over midfield, outrunning one more person to beat. Number 14, Kevin Klusewicz, trying to catch Klinger. Klinger stays on his feet and goes across the end zone. 7-0 Berwick, leading very, very early in this game. Back with more after this on MetroCast Channel 10.
First Columbia Bank finances families, futures, and, well, fun.
Fun comes in a lot of shapes and forms for different people. Some people need a new house. That's their fun. Some people need a new car. For Knoebels, it was a new steel roller coaster.
First Columbia has flexibility to manage the twists and turns of large projects like Impulse, while always staying true to their hometown way of doing business. This is what community banking is all about. First Columbia Bank.
Why call Century 21? Because powerful counts. Powerful. And we're back. We'll go back to Century 21 in a little bit, but we're back to the live action. Berwick going to kick off after scoring a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage of the game, handled by Crestwood. And a good run back of their own. Back up to the 40, the 45, pushed out of bounds. Up around the 47-yard line, I believe that was Kevin Klusewicz.
Kick is fielded by Klusewicz, and he returns it from the goal line.
Go back to the touchdown by Berwick, and the reason that worked so well was Joe Lynn, number 44 right here, blocks number 11 of Crestwood. A little slip by one of the players, and then Evan Klinger is off to the races to score the first touchdown of the game. Berwick ahead 7-0. Back to live action. Both of these teams go no huddle. Hand off to Nick Grosek. Gets about 3 yards on that play. Crestwood working to get back into the game. Here's the kickoff return from the goal line. Kevin Klusewicz gets around the defense for Berwick. Gets 30 yards, 35, 40. Finally pushed out of bounds at about the 47-yard line, so a 47-yard return. That's Brandon Nemensky.
Quarterback passman on the keeper.
Might have got a half a yard out of that.
Small gain of 1 will bring up 3rd and 7. From the Berwick 49.
First play from scrimmage for Crestwood. Nick Grosek getting 3 yards on that carry. 3rd and 6 now for Crestwood. And quarterback Chase Passman going to get sacked by the defense. Jimmy LeGrand and also, I believe, Damon Beckhorn in on that one.
Loss of 8 on the play. 4th and 14 for Crestwood. Brandon Rosina standing at his 30 to punt the ball away.
Punt coming for Crestwood. Nearly blocked. Good punt. Fair catch called for by number 7, Tegan Wilk. And that is where Berwick will get to work. You're watching Crestwood at Berwick football. Berwick ahead 7-0. 9:54 left to play here in the first quarter. Why call Century 21? Because powerful counts. Powerful means 111,000 associates in 78 countries and one right here in our neck of the woods. Powerful brings insight on zoning, construction, and restrictions. Stuff you need help with. It's the biggest financial investment of your life. Better pick Powerful. Why call Century 21? Because professional matters. Professional knows what sells, what doesn't, and why. Professional knows the difference between a floating rate and a floating slab. For a purchase this big, better pick the power of professional. Back again, and our thanks to Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty for helping to sponsor fall sports programming here on MetroCast Channel 10. We do appreciate it. Crestwood had a series, wasn't able to do anything, and they punted the ball away. Berwick has the ball on their own 22-yard line. Alex Forrest back to take the snap. He will hand that off to Evan Klinger. Klinger will fall forward about 3 yards.
Klinger on the carry, gain of 2. Tackle by Patrick Rother, number 9.
Ball is spotted at the 25-yard
Second and
line.
8 from the
They're going to call it
25.
2nd and 8. Here's a look at Alex Force and Evan Klinger in the backfield. Snap again to Klinger. Klinger up the middle. Breaks free. Out to about the 34-yard line.
Evan Klinger on
And
the second
that
down
should be
carry.
enough for a first down. Berwick moving the ball on the ground.
Tackle by Shane O'Rourke. It is enough for a Berwick first down. 1st and 10 at the Berwick 34.
Quick handoff to Evan Klinger. Klinger able to muzzle his way for a few extra yards, getting stood up right there, but falls forward. Gets a first down. Again, Klinger with the carry. Actually, this is number 39, Owen Schumacher, who gets over midfield. Another great carry. That'll be enough for another first down for the Berwick Bulldogs.
Shoemaker, Evan Shoemaker.
And they are slicing through the Crestwood defense here very early in this game.
Patrick Rother on the tackle. Gain of 11. 1st and 10, Berwick at the 47.
Crestwood ready for that one. Schumacher on it'll get much. Here's his previous run. Little spin move.
On the Crestwood tackle.
Winds up over
For a
midfield.
short gain.
Close to midfield, actually.
Bring up second
Got about a half a yard.
and
2nd and 10 for Berwick. First period action. Berwick scored on their first play from scrimmage. Damon Beckhorn taking the snap. Faking the handoff. He takes the ball, but Crestwood was ready for that one. Good defensive effort
Beckhorn on
by the Comets.
the is tackled at the line of scrimmage.
No gain.
For the tackle is
That'll bring up a third down for Berwick.
Number 24.
Crestwood defense right here.
Third
Reading this one all the way.
9 for Berwick.
Looks like they got about a yard, another half a yard. So that brings up a 2nd and 9. Alex Forrest back in the game at quarterback. Taking the snap, looking to throw, going across the middle. And that one intended for Tegan Wilk falls short. And it'll bring up a
Falls incomplete. Will bring up
4th
a
down
4th
for
and
Berwick.
9
And they will have
Berwick
to punt
48.
here. Reminder, these games available on DVD if you're interested. Just type in metrocast.com/channel10PA. Type that into your web browser,
Number 5, Alex
and our web page will come right up for you. The DVD ordering information is at the bottom of the page. There's even a printout for you there. And a bad snap. Punt still gets away. Alex Sarkuski able to get rid of that ball. And it's going to be down at the 36-yard line by Alex Force. And that is where the Crestwood Comets will get to work.
Number 2.
Again, the easiest way to get to our webpage is just to type that right into your web browser, metrocast.com/channel10PA. DVD ordering information at the bottom of the page, and our complete schedule of games is also on our webpage. Crestwood goes no huddle and in the shotgun as well. Back to quarterback is Chase Passman.
1st and 10 for the Comets at their
Comets
37.
need some points. Berwick scored on their first play from scrimmage. Passman under pressure, gets the ball away, and it is caught by Brandon Nemensky out at the 50-yard line. So a 13-yard pass.
Right at the 50-yard line midfield.
Passman again being pressured from the outside. Gets the ball away, and a nice completion. This one snapped to number 40, Nick Grosek, turning the corner. Going to get wrapped up after getting about 3 yards.
Grosick on the carry. Joe Lynn. J.J. Snyder on the tackle. Gain of 3. 2nd and 7.
There's your takedown. Passman back to pass. That one is a little over the reach of Nemensky, out of play, being guarded there by Ryan Lawbaugh. That'll stop the clock with 6:40 left to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 7 now for the Comets of Crestwood. Third and 7 play. Passman again looking to pass. Going for it all, going down the sidelines. And that one is nearly picked off by number 19, Alex Parks. Brandon Nemensky well covered by Parks. And that pass was just a little over his reach, but it fell into the arms of Parks. But as he fell, he dropped the pass. And Crestwood will have to punt this one away. Passman with time. Offensive line, keeping everybody out of his face. He's able to get that one up into the air. Trying to get it to Nemensky. Overshot his man. Nearly intercepted there by Alex Parks. Punt picked up by number 7, Tegan Wilk. And Wilk will get out to about the 31-yard line before he is brought down. And that is where Berwick will get to work. Tegan Wilk coming on strong this season for Berwick. He's listed as a sophomore on this Berwick team, so we'll expect some great things from him in years to come. And you hold, there was a penalty, a hold called against Berwick, so instead of having the ball at the 32-yard line, they'll go from the spot of the foul back, and now they'll have the ball at the 12-yard line to begin this next series of downs for the Berwick Bulldogs. Really good crowd on here for this game at Crispin Field in Berwick. Berwick coming off their 800th win last weekend in a game you saw here on MetroCast Channel 10. Berwick was at Wyoming area, and they were able to win that one for their 800th career win as a team. Forced back to throw, makes a completion to number 42, Eric Montez.
Pass is completed to the tight end on the right side of the.
They're going to spot that one out at about the 22-yard line. That should be enough for a Berwick first down.
10 yards and a Berwick first down. Pass thrown by Alex Force.
Force with a good fake.
First and 10.
Little screen pass out to Montez. Back to live action. Beckhorn gonna hand that one off. Got about 3 yards for being brought down. Hand off there to Owen Shoemaker.
Left side. Gain of 3.
A little misdirection. And the whistle's going to blow before the play even starts. On a 2nd and 8. Head referee coming out. And a false start against Berwick, so that'll back him up a little bit. Instead of 2nd and 8.
5-yard penalty.
They will now have a 2nd and 13 from their own 20-yard line.
Moves the ball back to the 20-yard line. 2nd down and 12.
Forced to throw. Again across the middle. And a nice completion right there to Jimmy LeGrand.
Pass downfield to number 23.
Gets out to about the 28-yard line.
Tackle by Kevin Klosowitz. Pickup of 8. 3rd and 4 from the.
Force again with the screen. LeGrand pulls that one in. And Kevin Klusewitz, all-around fine athlete for Crestwood, taking him down. Screen out to number 14, Damon Beckhorn. Pulls it in for a 2-yard gain and enough for a Berwick first down. Ball spotted at the 35-yard line. Force to Beckhorn. Got enough for the first down right there and leaped forward for a few extra. 1st and 10 for Berwick. Beckhorn going to keep that one. He's going to basically get back to the line of scrimmage. Defense read that one all the way.
On the keeper.
So no gain.
Shane O'Rourke, number 50 on the Crestwood tackle. No gain. 2nd and 10.
Beckhorn fakes the handoff. Finds a little gap right there, but it's filled in quickly. I believe number 26, Matt Turpak, in on that. And another handoff. That one to Evan Klinger. Again, well read by the Crestwood defense, so nothing doing.
Run inside, but Evan Klinger loses a yard on the play.
Klinger right here. Bounces into one of his own players. Falls short, so it's 3rd and 11. Alex Force back to take the snap for the Berwick Bulldogs. Back to throw. Looking. And Klinger is wide open. Out past the 50. One person to beat, and he is going to get pushed out of bounds by number 11, Brandon Brzezina, at the 19-yard line. So a great completion from the 34.
Klinger out of bounds. The ball will be spotted at the 9-yard
45-yard completion for Berwick.
1st and 10 at the Comet 19.
3:01 left to play here in the first quarter. Berwick threatening from the Crestwood 19. Force takes the snap. Back to throw again. Little screen, and that is another completion to Joe Lynn. Number 44, here is the previous play.
10-yard line.
40-some yard pass completion to Evan Klinger. He's going to make his way all the way down to the 19-yard line before he gets pushed out of bounds. Back to live action. Hand off to Shoemaker. Schumacher gets stood up.
Evan Shoemaker on the carry right side is stacked up around the
Force here fakes the handoff, turns, and he's going to find Joe Lynn,
Sean O'Rourke,
who will get the ball down to the 9-yard line. 2nd and goal now for the Berwick Bulldogs.
2nd and goal from the 9.
And a handoff to number 7, Tegan Wilk. And Wilk is in for another Berwick touchdown.
Wilk on the left side. Inside cut goes in for a Berwick
Tegan Wilk
touchdown.
Getting a rushing touchdown. 1:55 left to play here in the first quarter. Berwick jumping out to a 13-0 lead. Alex Force, Tegan Wilk, normally a receiver, stops, finds a gap, and breaks one tackle and waltzes into the end zone. Gives the muscle man sign, and it's 13-0. Here is Ken Marshman for the extra point. It's up, and it is good. Berwick now leads in this game by a score of 14-0 with 1:55 left to play in the first quarter. Stay with us. You're watching high school football on MetroCast Channel 10.
It's time for the 162nd Annual Bloomsburg Fair, September 23rd through the 30th. Enjoy electrifying performances from some of the biggest names in country music. Martina McBride with Jody Messina, Dustin Lynch with William Michael Morgan, and the band Alabama. Plus tractor and truck pulls, figure eight race with rollover, horse pulling, and the championship demolition derby. Tickets for the Toyota Grandstand shows on sale now. The 162nd Annual Bloomsburg Fair. For more info, go to bloomsburgfair.com or call 570-387-4145.
Bloomsburg Fair already starting up next week. Unbelievable it's fair time here in the area. And an unbelievable score very early in this game. First quarter action. Berwick ahead 14-0 over the Crestwood Comets. After a Alex Force handoff to Tegan Wilk. Wilk runs it in for a touchdown. We'll take another look at that in just a moment. Here is Ken Marshman's ensuing kickoff. It's up. And pulled in by Kluzewicz. Looking for room to run, and he's going to get brought down back around the 14-yard line. Here's the touchdown run. Tegan Wilk taking the handoff. He's going to stop right there, let the defense go by, find a little gap. One Crestwood player coming in to try and take him down, and nothing doing. Berwick taking the lead. And this is how that all got set up. It's a nice pass, 40-yard plus pass from Force to Evan Klinger. Got down to the 19-yard line. Back to live action. And a reverse. Read there by Noah Craig. Hand off to number 9, Patrick Rother. Not a whole lot on that.
On a reverse scissor play. Left side run, tackled by LeGrand and Beckhorn. Loss of yard on the play. 2nd and 11 from the 13-yard line.
Back to throw is Passman. He's going to let it fly. And that one is picked off by number 19, Alex Parks. Still running it back. Finally going to get brought down.
The pass downfield was intercepted.
But a pass by Chase Passman down the middle of the field. Alex Parks read that one all the way, ran over from his spot on the field to intercept that one and run it back to the 23, 24-yard line. Flag on the play, though. Personal foul, they say, against Berwick. And so that'll move the ball back.
Penalty flag is a personal foul against the Bulldogs.
To the 38-yard line of Crestwood. Chase Passman here looking downfield, trying to get some breathing room back there. Way overshot his target. And right there is Alex Parks, who pulls it in on an interception. Starts looking upfield. A little bit of running room. Finally going to get brought down right about there. Back to live action now. Berwick at the Crestwood 38-yard line. Another pass. And another completion to number 7, Tegan Wilk. Down at the 12-yard line. Berwick putting on a bit of a show. Less than a minute to play here in the first quarter. Berwick threatening to score again. And Evan Klinger going up the middle. Alex Force taking the snap from the 38-yard line. He's going to wait a moment. Tegan Wilk charging down the sideline. Tegan Wilk going to pull that one in and get stepped out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Referees conferring.
Five-yard penalty, illegal motion against Berwick.
And you heard the penalty there, once again, Berwick. And so instead of a first and 10, it's a first and 15 from the Crestwood 17-yard line. Forced to throw, pulled in, staying on his feet, and a dive for a touchdown by Eric Montez. And Berwick goes up 20-0 in this game in the first quarter against a Crestwood. Unbelievable start for the Berwick Bulldogs. And that was a heck of a touchdown dive by Eric Montez. Force, back to throw. Eric Montez pulls that in, a short little pass, avoids a tackle. Thinks he's going to get set down right there, stays inbounds and dives for the end zone. 20-0, Berwick on top. Ken Marshman with the point after. And that kick is up, and it is good. And Berwick, here in the first quarter anyway, is cruising right along, 21-0. As we take another look at the excellent run after catch by Eric Montez to put Berwick ahead, 21-0. Back with more after this on MetroCast Channel 10. The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is a regional philanthropic organization with over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund. From those funds, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Recently accredited with the National Standards for U.S. Community Foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you. For good, forever.
My Wi-Fi begins with me. With MetroCast, I can watch TV even when I'm on safari in my backyard, explore the stars, message my mom for more marshmallows, tell spooky stories with my friend. It was quiet. Too quiet.
That's enough, Charlie. Lights out.
Oh, Mom. When it comes to my world, MetroCast begins with me.
MetroCast, advanced video, internet, and phone.
And we're getting word there was a penalty on that, a personal foul against the Crestwood following the touchdown. And the yardage on that one is being affixed to the next kickoff by Berwick, who leads by a score of 21-0 after an Alex Force to Eric Montez pass. Pulls that in at about the 13-yard line, avoids one tackle there. Stays inbound, tiptoes, and dives from 3 yards out for the end zone. And the score is now 21-0 Berwick with 36.2 seconds left here in the first quarter. And this should be a short kick for Ken Marshman. Ball is spotted at the Crestwood 45-yard line after that personal foul. And he's going to boot this one all the way into the crowd. And no, you can't have the souvenir. They need the footballs.
First and 10.
It'll be a first and 10 for Crestwood now from their own 20-yard line. Want a copy of this game on DVD? That's how you do it. Type in metrocast.com/channel10PA. Type that right into your web browser, and our webpage will come up, and you'll find the DVD ordering information at the bottom of the page. There's even a printout for you. Go ahead and print it out, fill it out, send it in with your payment, and we'll get that DVD to you ASAP. Crestwood down by 3 touchdowns. They got to get to work here. Let's see what they come up with. Chase Passman at quarterback. The ball is snapped to Nick Grosek. Grosek turns the corner and comes away with 4 yards. Ball going to be spotted at the 24-yard line.
tackled by Chase Strother, number 70.
Passman to throw. And nearly picked off
Pass to the right sideline
by Ryan Lawbaugh.
Defended
Here's
by
the
Ryan
previous
Lawbaugh,
run.
and Evan Klinger
This
gets
one
it.
by Nick Grosek.
3rd and 6.
Caught from behind there by Jimmy LeGrand. Third and 6. Passman fakes the handoff. Going to try it himself. Gets a little bit, get out near the first down marker, but falls a little bit short.
On the keeper.
And it looks like he took a hit at the end, and Chase Passman is still down. Here's the previous play.
Close to the first down.
Trying to get that one out to their big receiver, Brandon Nemensky, nearly picked off by Berwick. And Passman is still down. We'll take another look at that. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Out to run, little slip there. And he kind of gets double teamed by Berwick. And he stays down on the ground. So we have an injury timeout in the end of the first quarter. Berwick leading in this one 21-0. Back with the second quarter after this on MetroCast Channel 10.
First Columbia Bank finances families, futures, and, well, fun.
Fun comes in a lot of shapes and forms for different people. Some people need a new house. That's their fun. Some people need a new car. For Knoebels, it was a new steel roller coaster.
First Columbia has flexibility to manage the twists and turns of large projects like Impulse, while always staying true to their hometown way of doing business. This is what community banking is all about. First Columbia Bank.
And a big thank you to First Columbia Bank and Trust for their continued support of sports here on MetroCast Channel 10. Couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you very much. All right, second quarter action, and Crestwood has a new quarterback. This is Garrett Swank, number 8, having to step in for the injured Chase Passman. He was injured on the last play of the first quarter. And there's a look at Greg Myers, the head coach. He's going to call a timeout to start the second quarter. Make sure his new quarterback and the team have got it all straightened out before they start play. They're down 21-0.
Why call Century 21? Because powerful counts. Powerful means 111,000 associates in 78 countries and one right here in our neck of the woods. Powerful brings insight on zoning, construction, and restrictions. Stuff you need help with. It's the biggest financial investment of your life. Better pick Powerful. Why call Century 21? Because professional matters. Professional knows what sells, what doesn't, and why. Professional knows the difference between a floating rate and a floating slab. For a purchase this big, better pick the power of professional.
Crestwood still on a timeout. Coach Greg Myers trying to rally his team. Crestwood coming into this matchup at Berwick 2-1, having beaten Pittston and Wyoming area in a close game last week, in week number 2. Last week they fell to Coughlin. So they've been having no real true test yet, and tonight they're getting tested by the 3-0 Berwick Bulldogs. Bulldogs out to a 21-0 lead here in the beginning of the second quarter. They're going to have to punt this one away. And that one is pulled in by Damon Beckhorn. Beckhorn back across midfield. Nice run back. So Crestwood tried to draw the Berwick Bulldogs offsides. It didn't work. So after a discussion, they decided to punt that one away.
19-yard return. Berwick will have a 1st and 10 at the Crestwood 41.
Brosina kicking that one away. Beckhorn pulling it in at the 35-yard line. It's 10, 15, 20, 22 or 3 yard return.
Was declined for Berwick. Berwick's offense on the field, 1st and 10.
First and 10. Owen Schumacher wrapped up in the backfield by number 20 for Jeff Schmood. And I believe it was Michael Macri in there as well.
Penalty flag on the play.
You heard penalty flag. Referee's trying to sort it all out.
Crestwood accepts the play, 2-yard loss, refuses the penalty. 2nd and 12 from the Crestwood 43.
Second and 12 now for Berwick. Low snap, Force gets it away, makes the completion to Jared Watts. Watts up the sideline. In for a touchdown. Jared Watts getting the 4th touchdown of the game for Berwick very early here in the second quarter, and they go up 27-0. I believe that was Watts' first touchdown as a Berwick Bulldog. If so, congratulations to him. Alex Force taking the snap. Low snap. Recovers quickly. Jared Watts out there at about the 32-yard line. Takes a look to the left. Nobody out there. And he races up the sideline to make the score 27-0 Berwick. Ken Marshman for the extra point. And a flag on the play. Sheptock coming out to check with the referee to see what the call is. And it is offsides against Crestwood. It is declined. That moves the ball half the distance to the goal. They'll place it at the 3-yard line. And Berwick will try the extra point again. Ken Marshman.
Marshman for the point after touchdown.
And a high snap. And Marshman's going to just sit down and take the hit on that one.
Nullifies the point after attempt.
So that one didn't work. But Berwick still has a 27-0 lead courtesy of this play right here. Alex Force to Jared Marshman. Jared Marshman making the catch to the 32-yard line, and he races 32 yards into the Crestwood end zone to make the score 27-0 Berwick in the lead.
It's time for the 162nd Annual Bloomsburg Fair, September 23rd through the 30th. Catch performances by Christian hip-hop artist Toby Mac, the famous singer-songwriter Paul Anka, and fresh from their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, it's the band Chicago with special guest JD and the Straight Shot, plus tractor and truck pulls, figure 8 race with rollover, and the championship Demolition Derby. Tickets for the Toyota Grandstand shows on sale now. Go to BloomsburgFair.com or call 570-387-4145.
Back again, Crestwood Comets at the Berwick area Bulldogs. We're at Crispin Field in Berwick on a warm September night, very humid. Everybody here in shirt sleeves enjoying this game. If you're a Berwick fan, if you're a Crestwood fan, you're wondering what's going on. Berwick has a 27-0 lead. They got 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, and they just scored another touchdown here within the first half minute of the second quarter. So Berwick so far walking away with this one. Crestwood in need of some offense. Marshman to kick it back off. And that one's going to go into the end zone. Ken Marshman had a good week, having a good night tonight here at the Berwick football team. He's also a member of the Berwick soccer team, and this week they beat GAR 7-0. Ken Marshman had 6 of the 7 goals in that game, and tonight he has made 3 out of 4 extra point attempts. And the last one was missed due to a bad snap. So that's where we stand score-wise, 27-0. Crestwood with the ball on their own 20-yard line. Garrett Swank quarterbacking now for Crestwood, and he hands that one off to Patrick Rother, who wrangles his way for a yard or two. Crestwood struggling tonight. There's just no way to put that. Having a hard time getting anything started. Their starting quarterback, Chase Passman, went down at the end of the first quarter. Swank came in looking to throw. And that one's picked off. And a return for another touchdown by Berwick. Tegan Wilk picking that one off at about the 25-yard line. Ill-advised throw by Garrett Swank right into the arms of Tegan Wilk, and he runs that back for yet another Berwick touchdown. And that will make the score 33-0. Berwick in the lead. Very unfortunate turn of events for a normally very good Crestwood team. Extra point now for Ken Marshman. And a flag is thrown.
Penalty flag before the snap.
Referees conferring. And it's against Crestwood. It is going to be declined. Referee coming out to talk to head coach Frank Sheptock of Berwick, see what they want to do.
Penalty flag is declined.
And now Berwick
accept the penalty. And it looks like we'll go.
Initially declined the penalty. They have instead decided to take the penalty. That'll move the ball to the 1-yard line. And Berwick will now go for the 2-point conversion. Having missed the last extra point, they're going to go for 2 here to even up where it should be. Forrest takes the snap, takes the handoff, looking to throw. And R.J. Norris pulls that one in for the extra point. 2 points for Berwick, and that makes the score 35-0. Berwick kind of spreading the joy around here this evening. The 2-point conversion works. It's 35-0 Berwick on top. Let's go back and show you how that happened. The score is 27-0. Berwick just scored. And here is Garrett Swank looking to throw, not finding anybody. At the last minute, he decides to throw it anyway. But Tegan Wilk is right there, steps in front of the intended receiver, and then finds a big gap and runs that back 20-some yards for the 5th touchdown of the game for the Berwick Bulldogs. And then we had, of course, the extra point, 2-point conversion. Alex Forrest taking the snap after a Crestwood penalty. Forrest looking. And number 11, R.J. Norris, gets open, pulls that in, 2-point conversion, and the score is 35-0. Berwick on top. More with Crestwood at Berwick football after this. 10:49 to play in the half. The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is a regional philanthropic organization with over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund. From those funds, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Recently accredited with the National Standards for U.S. Community Foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you. For good, forever. And a big thank you to the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation again for their continued support of sports here on MetroCast Channel 10 as the ensuing kickoff by Ken Marshman also goes into the end zone. The ball will come out into the 20-yard line. And we'll take one more look at what happened as Garrett Swank, a sophomore, filling in for Chase Passman, who was hurt at the end of the first quarter. He throws an ill-advised pass, trying to get that to Brandon Berzina, I believe, but Tegan Wilk is there, steps in front of it, and he runs it back 20-some yards for the 5th touchdown of the game for the Berwick Bulldogs, and the two-point conversion was good as well, so it's 35-0. 10:49 left to play here in the half. Crestwood kind of in desperation mode, and that was Garrett Swank getting back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Noah Craig inside along with number 70. Chase Strother on the tackle. No gain. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 play coming up. Garrett Swank to take the snap. Sends a man in motion. And a handoff to number 40, Nick Grosick. Grosick turning up, getting about 5 yards on that play. So some forward motion for the Comets.
Left side carry around the left end. Ben Peck makes the tackle. From behind, gain of 5. Will bring up 3rd and 5 from the 25.
Another motion. And a bobbled handoff.
Handoff exchange in the backfield is fumbled.
Kevin Klusewicz
Recovered by
bursting through on that one. Has the ball come out. So that'll back him up 7 yards to the 18. They're going to say 6 yards. So it'll be a 4th and 11 now for Crestwood. And they just can't catch a break tonight. They are going to have to punt this one away. And I believe that is Brandon Berzina back there to punt. Ball gets away out towards midfield. Picked up by Evan Klinger, run back. And a really good run back. Brought down by Berzina at the Crestwood 25-yard line. So about a 25-yard return for Evan Klinger on that one. Berwick again way out in front in this one, 35-0. Even Berwick fans a little in disbelief at the score of this one and what's been going on. Evan Klinger here pulls that one in just about at the 50. And he is going to run this back 25 yards. Finally, right here gets caught by Brandon Berzina, the kicker. Berwick will have the ball 1st and 10 at the 25. And here come the Bulldogs. 8:50 to play in the first half. This is just the second quarter. If you're just tuning in, Berwick way out in front.
Timeout on the
and field. Berwick doesn't like the setup, so it's a timeout. Frank Shaptock, the head coach in the white hat right there, calling a timeout. Wants to talk with his team for a moment, get things straight. We'll come back with more Crestwood at Berwick football on MetroCast Channel 10.
Spending Saturdays catching up on our shows begins with me and Bert. With MetroCast, our connection's super fast. I can stream movies, TV shows from all the top sites. Buy something cute for Bert, adorable, maybe find a date. And with free Wi-Fi hotspots, I'm online at the dog park too. After all, MetroCast begins with me and Bert. Good boy.
MetroCast, advanced video, internet, and phone.
First Columbia Bank finances families, futures, and, well, fun.
Fun comes in a lot of shapes and forms for different people. Some people need a new house. That's their fun. Some people need a new car. For Knoebels, it was a new steel roller coaster.
First Columbia has flexibility to manage the twists and turns of large projects like Impulse, while always staying true to their hometown way of doing business. This is what community banking is all about. First Columbia Bank.
Berwick calling a timeout. 8:50 left to play here in the first half, and they are back to it now. First and 10 from the Crestwood 25-yard line. That is Eric Montez in motion. And Damon Beckhorn takes the snap, looking upfield, trying to turn the corner out to about the 22-yard line, so a short 3-yard gain, driven out of bounds by Brozina and also Patrick Colo.
Ryan Black, penalty flag at the end of the play.
And heard another penalty coming in there to play at the end of the play. Had referee coming out to figure out what that is. And there's a personal foul. And they pointed towards Berwick. And that'll back him up 15 yards.
There was a gain of 3 on the play, but the penalty is being assessed against the Bulldogs.
So again, Damon Beckhorn
37-yard line.
Trying to turn it upfield somewhere here at the end of this play.
Personal foul.
There was a personal foul against Crestwood, so Berwick gets backed up to the Crestwood 37-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 22 now for the Berwick Bulldogs.
22 from the Crestwood 37.
Looks like Damon Beckhorn back in the backfield. Take the snap. Fakes the handoff. He's looking to throw downfield. Caught by Jared Watts. And Watts is looking for room to run. Spinning. Working his way up and through. And he's down for a Berwick touchdown. But a flag comes in at the very end. Off to the right of your screen, you saw the flag come in. This may not stand. We'll see. Watts with an amazing run after the catch. But it looks like that one's going to come back. And a block in the back, it looks like. So sadly, that one will not count. But let's look at it anyway because it was just fun to watch. Damon Beckhorn quarterbacking at the moment. Jared Watts pulls that one in at the 25-yard line. Stops, lets everybody run by. Uses one of his players who's down on the ground, goes around him. Spins around. Finally, he's grabbed by Owen Grigas, but he falls across the end zone, and had there not been a penalty at the end of that play, that would have been the, I believe, 6th touchdown of the game for Berwick.
Still a gain of 24 yards.
Coach Greg Myers of Crestwood conferring with the
Jared Watt. 1st and 10 at the 13.
Referee. So instead of a touchdown, the ball is back at the 10-yard line, where it will be a 1st and 10 for Berwick. Referees making sure everything's good to go. And another stoppage of play. Referees, again, just trying to make sure everything is set up properly. So Jared Watt's 25-yard run after the catch, negated by a block in the back by Berwick. Berwick keeps the ball, but they're 1st and 10. Here's Alex Force. And a handoff to Evan Klinger. Klinger looking upfield. Gets to the line of scrimmage and gets piled on at the end by a couple of Crestwood Comets. And Klinger didn't like what happened after that, but they're going to stay calm, let the clock run. It'll be a 2nd and 10 now.
Second and 8.
They gave him, well, the ball is spotted at the 10-yard line, so this should be a 2nd down play. Force looking to throw, going across the middle, and that one intended for R.J. Norse goes
Pass in the end zone,
out of the end zone, and after the play, some of the tension on the Crestwood side of the field coming out. Flag come in at the end of that play. Wait to see whether it's Berwick or Crestwood. But fans didn't like what they saw either. You heard the commotion going on, so there's going to be some personal foul possibly. Personal foul, and it is against Crestwood. So the frustration of the Comets starting to come out. And that will move the ball for Berwick to the 5-yard line, half the distance to the goal. Berwick already leading in this game, 35-0. So Crestwood
will make it 1st and goal.
Understandably very frustrated with their play tonight and their inability to, at this point, stop Berwick from doing much. Berwick 1st and goal. Waiting for the go-ahead. The clock is running. 7.5 to play here in the first half. Alex Force takes the snap. Hand off to Evan Klinger, who finds a big gap, runs 5 yards, and that is touchdown number 6 in the first half for the Berwick Bulldogs. And they are taking it to the Crestwood Comets tonight and not meeting much resistance.
Klinger scores the 6th Berwick touchdown of the evening.
Again, Evan Klinger right here. Great job by the front line of Berwick Bulldogs, opening up that big gap, and Klinger just waltzes through. Extra point attempt now by Ken Marshman. Is up, and it is good. Berwick takes a 42-0 lead over Berwick after a 5-yard run by this young man, Evan Klinger. We'll be back with more second half action. Crestwood at Berwick on MetroCast Channel 10.
Why call Century 21? Because powerful counts. Powerful means 111,000 associates in 78 countries and one right here in our neck of the woods. Powerful brings insight on zoning, construction, and restrictions. Stuff you need help with. It's the biggest financial investment of your life. Better pick Powerful. Why call Century 21? Because professional matters. Professional knows what sells, what doesn't, and why. Professional knows the difference between a floating rate and a floating slab. For a purchase this big, better pick the power of professional.
And welcome back. Berwick has scored 6 touchdowns here in the first half. They now lead 42-0 over Crestwood. And Crestwood Comets feeling the frustration, unable to stop the Bulldogs, and unable to get anything going themselves. That is some of the smoke that comes from the bombs they shoot off, fireworks, if you will, after each Berwick touchdown. And here is the ensuing kickoff. And that one is going to be pulled in. Out to the 20. and brought down at about the 24-yard line by Ryan Lawbaugh. That is number 13, Kevin Klusewitz. So about an 18-yard return. Ken Marshman taking a little bit of the English off of that kickoff.
Garrett Swank remains at quarterback, the sophomore for the Comets. 1st and 10 from their 25.
Faking the handoff, going up the middle. Getting a couple of yards before being swarmed by 5 Berwick players. That was number 40, Nick Grosek, going up the middle.
For the Comets,
and they're going to give him 3 yards. That'll bring up a 2nd and 7 for Crestwood. One of a few bright spots so far here in the first half. Garrett Swank, the quarterback now, in for Chase Passman, who was injured at the end of the first quarter. Jimmy LeGrand grabbing him first. 2nd and 7. Swank loses the ball, has to fall on it. And so the errors continue for this Crestwood team, a young team. Coming in 2-1. And tonight just struggling.
From the 23.
Berwick coming into this game top in the District 2 Quad A standings. Crestwood right behind them. 6 to play here in the first half. Garrett Swank at quarterback for Crestwood. And he will hand that one off, and that one is read big time by number 42, Eric Montez, and Joe Lynn, number 44. They didn't let him get anywhere on that. And that'll bring up a 4th down situation for Crestwood. And again, they can't just get started. They run some good plays, but the Berwick defense is all over them as Nick Grosek goes down. It'll be a 4th and 15. There is Brandon Brazina back to punt it away. Coming up on 5:10 left to play here in the first half. Brazina kick is away. Fair catch called for at the 45-yard line by number 7, Tegan Wilk, and that is where the Berwick Bulldogs will get to work. Score is 42-0, 5:05 left to play here in the first half. Berwick with the ball. We'll come back after this.
It's time for the 162nd Annual Bloomsburg Fair, September 23rd through the 30th. Enjoy electrifying performances from some of the biggest names in country music. Martina McBride with Jody Messina, Dustin Lynch with William Michael Morgan, and the band Alabama. Plus tractor and truck pulls, figure 8 race with rollover, horse pulling, and the championship demolition derby. Tickets for the Toyota Grandstand shows on sale now. The 162nd Annual Bloomsburg Fair. For more info, go to bloomsburgfair.com or call 570-387-4145.
And we're reminded that if you're buying tickets for the shows at the Bloomsburg Fair, you need to buy them from the bloomsburgfair.com website. Don't go to some of the first ones that pop up on your browser because when you see $150 for tickets to the Bloomsburg Fair, you're buying them from resellers and not from the fair itself. There's number 39, Owen Schumacher, working it hard to get 5 yards. Bounced off a few Crestwood defensemen. Good run.
2nd down, 6.
So again, bloomsburgfair.com is where you should be buying your tickets, not from the resellers. And they tell us there's not a whole lot they can do to stop the resellers. Alabama, a very popular show. Look at Schumacher right there. Throw off one tackle before being brought down. 2nd and 6 now for Berwick. Forcing the handoff again to Shoemaker. Shoemaker over the 50. Gets a couple more yards on that run.
Berwick carry.
4 minutes to play here in the first half. Berwick leading 42-0. We will take a look at the Berwick and the Crestwood High School bands during halftime, and also some of the first half highlights, which obviously will be one touchdown after another. We taped the Berwick band prior to the start of tonight's game, so we'll take a listen to them as well. Here comes a 3rd and 4 play for Berwick. Forrest takes the snap and a handoff. Actually, he keeps it himself looking. Gets the ball away to Jared Watts, and Watts is out to the 40. The 38 fights his way for the first down. So that was a good fake. It actually fooled our cameras. Forrest right here. We thought that went to Shoemaker. But it was actually a pass out to Jared Watts, who made the catch, got rid of one tackle, faked out another, and turned a short gain into a bigger gain. Ball now at the 39-yard line of Crestwood, 1st and 10. And Alex Forrest, and a handoff to Shoemaker, fumbles it, manages to regain the ball and take off. And he may go all the way on this one, and he does. Another Berwick touchdown. A near catastrophe at the line of scrimmage for Owen Shoemaker, but he was able to recover his own fumble and take off with the ball. And he ran 39 yards for the 7th touchdown of the half for these Berwick Bulldogs.
Owen Shoemaker, 39 yards and a Berwick touchdown.
Unbelievable turn of events here for the Berwick Bulldogs. Fans are loving it. Point after coming up. Up. And it is good as well. And there goes another of the fireworks to signify yet another touchdown by the Berwick Bulldogs. And here it is again. Owen Shoemaker taking the handoff. Doesn't have a firm grasp on it. Looks for it. Finally picks it up at the line of scrimmage, and then makes a beeline for the sideline, and Owen Shoemaker puts on the speed. Doesn't look like a fast guy, but obviously he's got some speed. Finally beats Klusewicz over the end zone for touchdown number 7. The extra point's good. Berwick now leads 49-0 with 3 minutes left to go in the half. See what happens next.
The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is a regional philanthropic organization with over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund. From those funds, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Recently accredited with the National Standards for U.S. Community Foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you. For good, forever.
So a big night for the Berwick Bulldogs. They are taking the Crestwood Comets to task. They now lead 49-0. 7 touchdowns here in the first half. Kickoff taken by number 9, Patrick Rother, and he's running backwards. He's going to get brought down at about the 10-yard line. He was up closer to the 15, but tried to outrun Berwick, trying to get something started, trying to spur this Crestwood team into action and avoid a shutout. I mean, we're only talking first half here. So Crestwood could adjust in the second and get some points. We'll see how that works out for them.
1st and 10 for the Comets.
But in the meantime, Berwick even able to take near catastrophic mistakes and turning into touchdowns as well, now leading 49-0. Garrett Swank at quarterback, keeping it himself, dropping his head, trying to get up to the 10-yard line. Gets to the line of scrimmage, nothing else there. Again, Owen Shoemaker taking the handoff from Alex Forrest. Ball gets loose. Nobody even notices the ball is loose at that point. And Shoemaker is able to recover his own fumble and then run 39 yards, avoiding 2 or 3 Crestwood defensemen. Shoemaker in for touchdown number 7 of this game for the Berwick Bulldogs. 2:20 to play here in the first half. Oh, Garrett Swank is quarterbacking now, number 8 for the Crestwood Comets. He had to come in at the start of the second quarter after starter Chase Passman was hurt at the end of the first. And Passman has not been able to come back in. We were hoping he's okay. Less than 2 to play. Crestwood getting set. Referees trying to figure things out. Finally, a timeout was called by Crestwood. And we'll take a break and tell you a little bit about MetroCast. Enjoy this one.
My Wi-Fi begins with me. With MetroCast, I can watch TV even when I'm on safari in my backyard. Explore the stars, message my mom for more marshmallows, tell spooky stories with my friend. It was quiet. Too quiet.
That's enough, Charlie. Lights out.
Aw, Mom. When it comes to my world, MetroCast begins with me.
MetroCast, advanced video, internet, and phone.
And we hope you'll check out MetroCast.com for more information about all the great services available to you through MetroCast, whether it's video or super fast internet or a home phone. Video, internet, phone, MetroCast can take care of you. 1:59 left to play here in the first half. A long first half, primarily because Berwick has scored 7 times in this first half, and they are leading by a wide margin over the Crestwood Comets as the Comets try to get something started 2nd and 10, and they're going to hike that one directly to Nick Grosek. Grosek trying to break through, but nothing doing, and he actually gets backed up for a loss on that play. That should bring up a 3rd and 15 for the Crestwood Comets. So they are just struggling on all aspects.
Once again for a loss on the play. Bring up a 3rd and 13 from the 7.
Another look at that. Swank quarterbacking, but the ball is hiked to Grosek. Grosek takes the high snap, can't find anything, and just gets pushed back. So 3rd and 13. Swank looking for somebody to hand it to. Nobody there, so he has to dive forward. And it looks like Crestwood's going to have to punt this one away yet again.
On the carry,
that one was looks like a little miscommunication. Looked like Swank thought somebody was going to be there to take the handoff. It may have been on the other side.
Brandon Brozina will punt the ball.
So Brozina will have to punt that one away. So you watch here.
Back for Berwick.
Swank looking to hand it off, but nobody's there, so he has no choice but to try and go forward, and he gets tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. 4th and 11 for Crestwood. And Brozina gets that one away. Going to go out of bounds. Or did it stay in bounds? They're going to down that one at the 40-yard line. So 22.4 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Berwick will have the ball. Again, you want a copy of this game on DVD, and if you're a Berwick fan, you might. A lot of highlights on this one. Type in metrocast.com/channel10. Type that right into your web browser. Our webpage will come up. At the bottom of the page, you'll find the DVD ordering information for you. There's a printout. Do so, fill it out, and mail it in with your payment, and we'll get that DVD to you as soon as possible. 22.4 seconds showing on the clock here in the second half. Berwick leading 49-0, and you see Alex Forrest talking to the head referee. They're just going to let the clock wind down and end this first half. Crestwood struggled the entire half, and Berwick was able to capitalize and take it to task. The first half will come to an end with Berwick leading by a score of 49-0 over the Comets. We will come back with some first half highlights and take a listen to the Crestwood and the Berwick marching band. Stay with us. You're watching high school football on MetroCast, Channel 10.
First Columbia Bank finances families, futures, and, well, fun.
Fun comes in a lot of shapes and forms for different people. Some people need a new house. That's their fun. Some people need a new car. For Knoebels, it was a new steel roller coaster.
First Columbia has flexibility to manage the twists and turns of large projects like Impulse, while always staying true to their hometown way of doing business. This is what community banking is all about. First Columbia Bank.
Why call Century 21? Because powerful counts. Powerful means 111,000 associates in 78 countries and one right here in our neck of the woods. Powerful brings insight on zoning, construction, and restrictions. Stuff you need help with. It's the biggest financial investment of your life. Better pick Powerful. Why call Century 21? Because professional matters. Professional knows what sells, what doesn't, and why. Professional knows the difference between a floating rate and a floating slab. For a purchase this big, better pick the power of professional. It is halftime. Berwick is leading in this one by a score of 49-0 here at the half. Let's go to see the highlights. Berwick, obviously, there's going to be 7 touchdowns in this first half. This is first quarter. We are 3 seconds into the game, and Evan Klinger takes the ball from the 45-yard line. First play from scrimmage, finds a big gap, and stays in bounds and goes 55 yards for the first touchdown, and that occurred 13 seconds into the game. Crestwood looking to back into it, takes the ensuing kickoff. Again, 11:47, only 13 seconds off the clock here in this game. The ensuing kickoff, and this is Kevin Klizowitz at the goal line. Trying to get that point right back. Doing a nice job avoiding some tackles out to the 20, 25, out past the 30, 35, finally cutting back inside, stays on his feet out to the 45, knocked out of bounds at the 46-yard line, a 46-yard return, but it all went for naught. Crestwood again here looking. This is Chase Passman. Goes across the middle, makes a nice completion right here to Brandon Naminsky, before being brought down by Alex Parks. But again, the drive stalled. Berwick then gets the ball back. 3:10 to play here in the first quarter. Alex Force to Evan Klinger from the 34-yard line. He's going to take this one all the way down. Stays in bounds. So right there, he steps out of bounds at the 19-yard line after being pushed by Brandon Brazina. Next play, Force again taking the snap, takes the handoff, looks to his right, and he is going to find number 44, Joe Lynn, who gets the 10 yards. And coming up, it is the Berwick was able to then run a 5-yard touchdown for the second score of the game. You had an ill-advised throw here by Chase Passman. Again, 1:13 left in the first quarter. Passman going all the way down, right down the middle of the field. Alex Parks coming over, grabs the ball at about the 44-yard line. Again, at this point, it's 14-0. And Parks spins around, thought maybe he had lost the ball there for a minute, finally gets brought down. Not before a big return. Alex Force again from the 38-yard line, less than a minute to play. Looking downfield, who's there? It is number 7, Tegan Wilk, takes the ball to about the 10-yard line. And then the third touchdown of the game for Berwick. A fake handoff to Evan Klinger. A pass to number 42, Eric Montez. And a dive for the end zone for the third touchdown of the game for Berwick. 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Here is a hike to number 40, Nick Grosek. Grosek taking it from the 10-yard line, or the 40. Does a nice job, gets about 5 yards on that play. But this may have turned into a bad moment for Crestwood as Chase Passman fakes the handoff, decides to run it, gets out close to the first down, and as he goes down, he gets hit by a couple of Berwick Bulldogs, and he stayed down and did not return to the game. Young Garrett Swank, a sophomore, took over the quarterback duties after that. Berwick taking a punt to start the second quarter. Damon Beckhorn grabbing the ball. Gets out past midfield. Nice punt return. At this point, it is 21-0 Berwick leading. 11:33. Second quarter just underway. A low snap. Alex Forrest looking. Throws the ball down the sideline. It's Jared Watts wide open. Takes the ball at the 30 and runs 32 yards for touchdown number 4 for the Berwick Bulldogs. Touchdown 5 came after an ill-advised throw by Garrett Swank. Swank in trouble here, looking for somebody upfield, can't find it, decides to throw it anyway. Tegan Wilk steps right in front of it, takes the interception, finds a gap, and he goes 20-plus yards for touchdown number 5. 35-0. Actually, it was 33. A penalty with the point after. Put the ball at the 1-yard line. Berwick decides to go for 2 at that point after having missed an extra point. It's Alex Force looking for R.J. Norse, and there it is, a 2-point conversion. 35-0. Crestwood trying, still not giving up. 35-0 at this point. And a handoff to Nick Grozek. He's able to find a little bit of a gap there, drags a couple of Berwick players. About 5-yard gains is all they're able to get so far. We had another interesting play that was negated, fortunately, by a penalty. And this is Damon Beckhorn passing to Jared Watts. Watts right here pulls it in and just goes about avoiding tackle after tackle, running around in circles, spinning, doing whatever he can to stay on his feet, stays in bounds. And at some point there was a block in the back, but had that not happened, that would have been yet another touchdown for the Berwick Bulldogs. As it turned out, Berwick was still able to get a touchdown right here. This is touchdown number 6 coming up in the second quarter. A handoff from the 5-yard line to Evan Klinger. Look at the gap right there. Great job by the offensive line. And Berwick at this point is leading by a score of 42-0. And the final touchdown of the half for Berwick comes right here. A bobble by Owen Shoemaker after a handoff. He's able to get his own fumble recovery. And then he makes a dash to the outside, pours on the speed, and outruns the Crestwood defense for touchdown number 7. And that's where things stand, 49-0. Berwick leads at the half. We're going to come back and take a listen to the Crestwood and the Berwick marching bands. After this, stay with us. It's high school football on MetroCast Channel 10.
It's time for the 162nd Annual Bloomsburg Fair, September 23rd through the 30th. Catch performances by Christian hip-hop artist Toby Mac, the famous singer-songwriter Paul Anka, and fresh from their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, it's the band Chicago with special guest JD and the Straight Shot, plus tractor and truck pulls, figure 8 race with rollover, and the championship Demolition Derby. Tickets for the Toyota Grandstand shows on sale now. Go to BloomsburgFair.com or call 570-387-4145.
Welcome back. Again, we are at halftime of Crestwood at Berwick. And Crestwood Marching Band is on the field. Let's take a listen. And that is the Crestwood High School Marching Band performing here at Crispin Field at halftime. Earlier tonight, the Berwick High School Marching Band was on the field just before the start of the game. Let's take a listen to them. The Berwick High School Marching Band earlier this evening under the direction of John Olinger, a new band director after many, many years at the Berwick Area School District. We are at halftime. It's 49-0 Berwick leading over Crestwood. We will come back with the second half after this. You're watching high school football on MetroCast Channel 10.
The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is a regional philanthropic organization with over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund. From those funds, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Recently accredited with the National Standards for U.S. Community Foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you. For good, forever.
Spending Saturdays catching up on our shows begins with me and Bert. With MetroCast, our connection's super fast. I can stream movies, TV shows from all the top sites. Buy something cute for Bert, adorable, maybe find a date. And with free Wi-Fi hotspots, I'm online at the dog park too. After all, MetroCast begins with me and Bert. Good boy.
MetroCast, advanced video, internet, and phone.
Welcome back. The halftime is over. It is 49-0. Berwick way out in front in this one, and Coach Sheptock tells us that there are going to be some of the second stringers put in for the second half, mixed in with the first stringers. Crestwood looking for some room to run. This is Kevin Kluzewicz, and he will get out to the 21, maybe the 20-yard line to start the second half.
Crestwood will have a 1st and 10.
So Crestwood obviously way down. They need some points. Berwick scored 7 times in the first half, and Coach Greg Myers, I'm sure, had some words for his team at halftime, trying to get them back into this game, and we'll see how they respond. Starting quarterback Chase Passman is out. Still at the helm is sophomore Garrett Swank, so he's getting some valuable experience in this game. Takes the handoff, and he takes the snap, actually, and hands that off to number 9, Patrick Rother, who is able to get about 7 yards on that carry. So
Gain of 7.
Crestwood starts this second half in fine form. Crestwood again, no huddle. And a handoff again to Rother. Rother trying to get up to the first down marker, can't do so. Met at the line of scrimmage by Berwick, and they put him right down. This was 1st and 10. And a handoff to Patrick Rother, who was able to bounce up for about 7 yards. Looking to throw across the middle, nearly intercepted
Pass down
by number 17, Malik McMillan.
Knocked down by number 17 for Berwick, Malik McMillan. Will bring up a 4th down for the Comets to punt the ball away. Back deep for Berwick, number 12, Justin Robbins, and number 13, Jared Watts.
Crestwood will have to punt this away. Ball is up. Takes a Crestwood hop, rolling back. And they'll have the ball at the
25-yard line.
25, 26-yard line.
And the Bulldogs will have a 1st and 10 from
Berwick will get the ball. And remind you that you can see some of these games on our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com and then search for MetroCast Channel 10-PA. You got to put the -PA in there, and then you'll see that we've got lots and lots of videos from our shows. We have some games we're going to begin uploading later today, so we hope you get a chance to check out those games. They won't stay there forever, but they will be there if you want to watch some of these games over again. And as we said, Berwick is going to bring out some of their second stringers here in the second half, get them experience. They're way out in front. Ryan Lawbaugh at quarterback right now. Hands that off to Owen Shoemaker, who takes it from the 26 about 5 yards, maybe 6.
On the first carry for the Bulldogs. Picks up 6. To the 30.
Again, Lawbaugh. He's a sophomore. Shoemaker with a good run. 2nd and 5. Lawbaugh quarterbacking. And Shoemaker has to dive in there for a couple of yards. Falls a little bit short. With the score 49-0, it means that the mercy rule is in effect here in the second half. That means the clock will continue to run unless it's a stop by the referees or there is an injury timeout. Otherwise, the clock will just continue to run here in the second half, and that occurs after a 35-point lead, and Berwick is up 49-0. Ryan Lawbaugh back to throw, makes the completion. Caught there by number 83, Anthony Sisko. Should be enough for a Berwick first down.
To number 83, Anthony Sisko.
So again, mercy rule in effect. Clock will not stop.
7-yard line. 1st and 10, Berwick.
Ball is at the Berwick 37-yard line. Ryan Lawbaugh in quarterbacking here in the second half. Man in motion. High snap. And a handoff to Shoemaker. Enough for a couple of yards on that. Owen Shoemaker, a junior for this Berwick team. So we're getting a good look at the future of this Berwick team as well right here. Good catch and a little bit of a run by Anthony Sisko to get the first down. 2nd and 10 now coming up.
2nd and 10.
And again, you see the clock is continuing to run. That is the mercy rule. So the second half should go a lot quicker than the first. Berwick scored 7 times in the first half with their varsity squad. Second stringers in right now. Ryan Lawbaugh quarterbacking. In motion is Justin Robbins. And a big handoff again to Shoemaker, and he bursts through over midfield, and that'll be another Berwick first down.
Gain of 13 on the play. 1st and 10 for Berwick.
Good job by the front line, getting a hole right there for Shoemaker to get through.
Backing the Bulldogs right now, of course, number 10, Ryan Lawbaugh.
There's a look at the team of Alex Force and Damon Beckhorn done for the night. And a bad snap. Lawbaugh picks it up. Is going to try and turn it upfield. Gets back to the line of scrimmage before he's knocked out of bounds. And might have been a face mask at the end there. Accidental. There is a flag. Personal foul, face mask against them.
Personal foul.
Logan Arnold might have accidentally grabbed the face mask right here. You see his neck turn, got his fingers in there. So that'll move the ball up 15 more yards for Berwick, and that'll put them at the Crestwood 33-yard line with a 1st and 10. Clock continuing to run. Ryan Lawbaugh quarterbacking. Looking to throw. Finds his man. And that one is caught by Jacob Seeley, number 6. Jacob Seeley, listed as a junior. Gets the ball up to the 23-yard line. Nice completion.
First down. $11-yard pickup. 1st and 10 at the Crestwood 22.
Shoemaker bursting through, looking like he's going to go all the way, and he's in there for another Berwick touchdown. 4:59 left in the third quarter. Berwick comes up with their 8th touchdown of the game. They now lead 55-0, and the Crestwood Comets are just not able to stop this very solid Berwick team. Congrats all the way around over there. Ryan Lawbaugh taking the high snap. A handoff to Owen Schumacher from the 22-yard line. He finds a gap right there. One person to beat. And he just puts on a little burst of speed and makes it across the end zone. It's 55-0, and here's Ken Marshman for the point after. Watts to hold. Kick is up, and it is good. Berwick now leads 56-0 in this game against Crestwood with a 22-yard touchdown run by Owen Schumacher, who takes it to town here in the third quarter between Crestwood and Berwick.
First Columbia Bank finances families, futures, and, well, fun.
Fun comes in a lot of shapes and forms for different people. Some people need a new house. That's their fun. Some people need a new car. For Knoebels, it was a new steel roller coaster.
First Columbia has flexibility to manage the twists and turns of large projects like Impulse, while always staying true to their hometown way of doing business. This is what community banking is all about. First Columbia Bank.
Back again. Berwick now leading 56-0 after an 8th touchdown of the game, if you will. Berwick set to kick it off. Ken Marshman's kick is way up there and into the end zone. And the ball will get placed at the 20-yard line. There's a look at some of the fans here watching this game tonight. It's a great night to come to a football game. Lots of smells in the air, and good smells is what I'm talking about. Jackie's French fries, some great food over there. And, of course, the boosters are all here, the band boosters, cheerleader boosters. Look at the crowd down here on the right side of the field from where we are high atop the press box here at Crispin Field. Everybody enjoying themselves. If you're a Berwick fan, you're loving this. Crestwood, not so much. And a fake handoff, and Swank is tripped up.
Quarterback, Swank on the carry. Blaine Cleaver on the Berwick tackle after a gain of 2. 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 for the Crestwood Comets. Looking to throw. Got their man, but caught at the line of scrimmage. Good catch by number 4, Paul Feisel.
Flank completion.
Might have got a yard or two on that.
Paul Feisel is good. Malik McMillan on the Berwick tackle after a gain of just 2 yards. 3rd and 5.
Swank rolling out. Lets it fly. Good catch. Crestwood coming to life here in the third quarter. Ball was at the 25. So a 20-yard pass and catch. Ball placed at the 45. Crestwood on the move. And a handoff to Grosek. He's not going to get anywhere on that. Give us time to back up and show you the plays. Good 2-yard completion to number 4, Paul Feisel. No huddle. Back to throw again as Swank looking. And nearly picked off.
Swank's pass right side, incomplete, defended by Malik McMillan, breaking it up.
Here's a nice completion here for Swank, rolling out to our side of the field, looking downfield. And that one is pulled in by Ryan Harding. Nice 20-yard completion. 3rd and 10, though. Crestwood hoping this drive won't stall. Low snap, Swank to throw. Across the middle. And Harding unable to get there. And that'll bring up a 4th down. The clock continuing to run. So the drive for Crestwood stalls out after a couple of good plays. And the Bulldogs will get the ball back here in the 3rd quarter. Clock is continuing to run. If you're just joining us, it's 56-0. Berwick scored 7 touchdowns in the first half, and they just got another one here in the 3rd quarter, and they lead 56-0. Mercy rule in effect. And to punt is Brezina. And that ball will roll to about the 24-yard line, and that is where the Berwick Bulldogs will get back to work. First stringers are out with this size of a lead. They're going to save them for next week. Next week, Berwick has Selinsgrove on the calendar here at Crispin Field. And it's always a hard-fought night when those two teams get together. They become something of a rivalry over the last few years. Selinsgrove normally puts out a very strong team, as does Berwick.
Minute to go in the 3rd quarter with
a minute to go, as you heard. Ball at the 24-yard line. We had Ryan Lawbaugh at quarterback before. I believe this is a different quarterback, and a handoff to Alejandro Lopez, who bounces forward for 6 or 7 yards, and Blaine Cleaver is now the quarterback for the Berwick Bulldogs. Clock continuing to run here in the 3rd quarter.
From Cleaver at quarterback to Alejandro Lopez. Picks up 8 yards.
And they may let that clock run down here. Blaine Cleaver taking the snap. Handoff to Alejandro Lopez from the 24-yard line. Gets out past the 30. Gets wrapped up, but manages to fall forward. So a nice gain, and the third quarter is going to come to an end with Berwick leading in this one by a score of 56-0. And we'll head into the 4th quarter with the mercy rule continuing to be in effect. Stay with us. It is Crestwood at Berwick High School football on MetroCast Channel 10.
Why call Century 21? Because powerful counts. Powerful means 111,000 associates in 78 countries and one right here in our neck of the woods. Powerful brings insight on zoning, construction, and restrictions. Stuff you need help with. It's the biggest financial investment of your life. Better pick Powerful. Why call Century 21? Because professional matters. Professional knows what sells, what doesn't, and why. Professional knows the difference between a floating rate and a floating slab. For a purchase this big, better pick the power of professional.
And welcome back. Once again, we thank all of our sponsors of sports this fall season. That would be First Columbia Bank and Trust, Cover Bridges, Century 21, Cover Bridges Realty, Bloomsburg Fair, and the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation. 2nd and 2 for Berwick. And another handoff to Lopez. He keeps those legs working. Enough for a Berwick first down.
Handoff to Lopez.
Blaine Cleaver quarterbacking now for the Bulldogs.
First down.
Cleaver hands it off to Alejandro Lopez. Lopez, no gap right there, but he bounces back, Good heads-up play. And he runs into Ryan Miller, number 5, before being brought down. 1st and 10 for Berwick. Blaine Cleaver quarterbacking here in the 4th quarter. And again, another handoff to Lopez. Lopez working the outside, turning it up. Out past the 45. Out near first down territory for the Bulldogs, right at the marker. So second and third stringers here for this Berwick team also able to make progress against this Crestwood team tonight.
Gain of 11 for a Berwick first down.
Here's the handoff. Lopez keeps his head looking forward, shoulders square, and the legs churning. And finally brought down. First down for Berwick. 10:15 to play in the game. And that one is read well by the Crestwood defense. Number 44, Logan Arnold in on that stop. Got 2 on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Berwick Bulldogs.
From the Berwick 49.
Lopez bursting through. Good job defensively by Crestwood. Little bobble. Blaine Cleaver has to pick that one up, and he gets brought down by number 37, Wyatt Steltz. And number 65, Jacob Spade. That's a 3rd and 12 now. Clock running. Mercy rule in effect. And the clock will not stop unless the referee stops it or there's an injury on the field. But they will play the full game. 3rd and 12. Blaine Cleaver quarterbacking now for Berwick. Starters out after the first half. Hand off to Lopez. Lopez spinning. And he's going to get a couple of yards back, but that'll bring up a 4th and about 10. And so Berwick will have to punt this one away. And I'm not sure they had to punt anything away since the first quarter. Berwick started this game with the first play from scrimmage, a 55-yard touchdown run by Evan Klinger, and they haven't looked back. Punting team coming out. 8:20 to play in the game. Despite the score, Crestwood has shown some signs of life in this game. And they're putting some good work out there and progressing as a team. They came in 2-1, but they did fall to Coughlin last week. Berwick taking their time getting people out there onto the field. Dean Limongelli coming in at the last one there, number 27. And Berwick will punt. Ball is away. And that's going to roll. Hit the Berwick foot, but they didn't see that. Ball stopped at the 11-yard line. And that is where the Crestwood Comets will get to work with 7:15 left to play in this game. Down 56-0 to the Berwick Bulldogs. Let's take a look at what's happening at the Bloomsburg Fair. Just about a week away, the fair will start in Bloomsburg.
It's time for the 162nd Annual Bloomsburg Fair, September 23rd through the 30th. Enjoy electrifying performances from some of the biggest names in country music. Martina McBride with Jody Messina, Dustin Lynch with William Michael Morgan, and the band Alabama. Plus tractor and truck pulls, figure 8 race with rollover, horse pulling, and the championship demolition derby. Tickets for the Toyota Grandstand shows on sale now. The 162nd Annual Bloomsburg Fair. For more info, go to bloomsburgfair.com or call 570-387-4145.
And we welcome you back to the Crispin Field in Berwick, where the Bulldogs have a commanding 56-0 lead with 6:40 to play in the game. This is Garrett Swank quarterbacking. He will hand that ball off to Ryan Miller, who drops his shoulders. tries to get something. Maybe got a yard on the play.
Tackle made by number 84, Antonio Barata. No gain, 2nd and 10 for Crestwood.
Second and 10 now. And a mistake. Swank. Actually, Ryan Petrosky is able to recover that ball. That could have been another touchdown for Berwick. Handoff goes bad. So Crestwood having all kinds of unfortunate issues here in this game tonight.
Number 80, William
Swank takes the snap, pulls it in, and the handoff to Petrosky gets flipped up into the air, but fortunately Petrosky's able to get it back in. Swank to throw, trying to get some room, keeps it himself, and gets gobbled up at the 10-yard line, and that'll bring up a 4th down for the Comets. So the Comets just not able to get anything started against this Berwick defense tonight.
Swank on the carry right side.
And they have some work to do as a team, and we wish them well, of course. Good group of kids. They work hard. Great coach, Greg Myers.
From the 10-yard line.
But a bit of a young team. And in this game, their starting quarterback, junior Chase Passman, went down at the end of the first quarter. And Garrett Swank has done an admirable job as a sophomore filling in tonight. Punt. And that one is picked up by Justin Robbins. Robbins running back. Robbins may get another touchdown for Berwick, and there it is. Justin Robbins takes the punt return.
Dodges and dives and goes in for a score, but there is a penalty flag.
And you heard there's a penalty. I saw the head shaking, so that most likely will come back. Berwick nearly getting a 9th touchdown in this game. Referees conferring. Again, the younger players are out in the field tonight in the second half, and a chop block against Berwick, so that will come back. But this was the touchdown that almost was. This would have been a 9th one. Justin Robbins pulling in the ball at the 44-yard line, avoiding a tackle there.
Nice return by Robbins.
Looking upfield.
Penalty will be assessed back 15 yards.
Outrunning a few players right there, finding a gap, and then he is in for the near night touchdown. But a chop block brings the ball back, and there is a look at Frank Sheptock in the gray shirt and white hat, talking to his Berwick Bulldogs squad. Leading in this game 56-0. They will have the ball at the Crestwood 19-yard line. And back to quarterback again is Blaine Cleaver. Cleaver is a freshman, getting some varsity experience tonight. He will hand that off to Alejandro Lopez, who bounces forward for 4 yards. Excuse me, that was actually Maurice Smith, number 20, taking the handoff on that. Smith is a junior. So when you got a lead like this and you're in the mercy rule, it's a good opportunity for some of your younger players, the future of the program, to get out there and get some varsity experience. And that's what's happening here in the second half for the Berwick team. And even with the underclassmen out there, they were still able to get one more score here in the second half. 3:20 to play in the game. 2nd and 8, Blaine Cleaver quarterbacking. And again, a handoff to Maurice Smith, who burst through the line.
Handoff from Cleaver to Maurice Smith.
Gets a couple more yards.
Will pick up 5. 3rd and 3 from the 12.
3rd and 3 coming up, as you heard. Berwick taking their time, letting that clock wind down. Maurice Smith right here. A little bit of a gap. 3rd and 3. Coming up with about 2:35 left to play in this game. And sadly, if you're a Crestwood fan, you can't wait for this game to be over. Here's the sign from Coach Sheptock. 2:20 to go. Cleaver back to snap. And Maurice Smith goes to the outside. He's got the first down. Flags all over the place. Flying in. We'll see if that comes back or not, but Smith gets down to about the 4-yard line. And it will be holding against Berwick, so that will go for naught. Instead of a 3rd and 3, that'll bring up a 3rd and 8. So the younger Bulldogs nearly pull off that first down. Maurice Smith bouncing outside. And there comes some of the flags right there. Smith gets all the way down to the 4-yard line. So the running game for Berwick, as we take a look at the Crestwood marching band here, trying to keep their fans into the game, enjoying themselves despite the score. There are some of the Berwick marching band and, of course, the cheering section in the white shirts. Here cheering on their Berwick team, leading 56-0 with 1:20 to play. 3rd and 11. Cleaver bobbles the snap. He just covers it up.
Bubble on the snap. Cleaver recovers for the Bulldogs at the 26.
And with 1:10 to play, they'll have to run one more play. It'll be a 4th down situation. And that conceivably should be the end of the game. So we'll remind you one more time that if you'd like a copy of this game on DVD, if you're a Berwick fan, you might want that highlight reel. Type in metrocast.com/channel10PA. Type it right into your web browser. And the DVD ordering information will be at the bottom of our page. You can make a copy of the printout and mail it in with your payment, and it will get to you ASAP. And Cleaver takes the handoff. And it is Maurice Smith running out to about the 20-yard line. They'll turn the ball over to Crestwood on downs, but the clock will continue to run. And Crestwood may elect not to even bother running a final play and just call this one a day. 20 seconds left in the game. Berwick obviously going to go to 4-0 on the season with a decisive 56-0 victory over the Crestwood Comets, and they are going to let that clock wind down, and that is where this one is going to end. Not a very productive night for the Comets, but a showcase for the talent on this Berwick Bulldogs football team as they lead this one and win this one 56-0. There is Coach Sheptock going out to shake the hands of Coach Greg Myers. A couple guys who've known each other for a couple of years now, and the rest of the team as well. We will come back with a few of the highlights and a few final thoughts. Crestwood and Berwick football. The final in this one, Berwick 56, Crestwood 0. Back with more after this on MetroCast Channel 10.
The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is a regional philanthropic organization with over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund. From those funds, more than $2.2 million in grant monies is awarded annually to local nonprofits and students to promote education, health and wellness, self-sustainability, recreation, and more. Recently accredited with the National Standards for U.S. Community Foundations for having the highest standards for philanthropic excellence, the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation is here for you. For good, forever.
Do yourself a favor and look them up online at csgiving, csgiving.org, and see what they're doing for the community where you live and what you can do for the community in which you live in as well. All right, this one's over. The final 56-0. Berwick wins this one going away. We had not a whole lot of highlights for the second half. There was one touchdown. Crestwood started the quarter in fine fashion. Backup quarterback Garrett Swank here with a good handoff to number 9, Patrick Rother. Rother is able to get about 7 yards on that carry, but nothing came of that. Berwick gets the ball back, third quarter action, and this is Ryan Lawbaugh who loses the snap. but is able to run the ball forward. Gets called for a face mask. You see him pointing to his mask. Bulldogs celebrating right there. That all led to a 8th touchdown for Berwick with the second stringers. Law ball and a handoff to the big running back, number 39, Owen Shoemaker, from the 22-yard line. Shoemaker slowed down momentarily there, but a burst of speed at the end, and he gets touchdown number 8 for the Berwick Bulldogs. Again, this one is all over. Bulldogs win it 49-0. In the game, Crestwood had 20 yards rushing on 24 carries. Berwick had 221 rushing yards on 36 carries. Berwick also was 12 for 14 passing-wise. Crestwood 3 for 11. Rushing-wise, Crestwood's Nick Grosek got 12 yards. Got 12 yards on 7 carries. Patrick Rother got 9 yards on 4. Garrett Swank got 6 yards on 2. So you can tell the Berwick defense was hot tonight, keeping them in check. Berwick's Owen Shoemaker got 100 yards on the evening, 13 carries, got a couple of touchdowns as well. Evan Klinger got 73 yards on 6 carries and a couple of touchdowns. Alejandro Lopez, 27 yards on 5 carries. Maurice Smith, 13 yards on 4. Tegan Wilk got 9 yards and a touchdown on 1 run. Damon Beckhorn, 3 for 3. Passing-wise, Chase Passman passed for 13 yards and threw an interception or 2. Garrett Swank passed for 22 yards. Alex Force, 191 yards passing on the evening and a couple of touchdowns. Ryan Lawbaugh, who filled in the second half, got 17 yards passing. It was Ryan Harding for Crestwood getting 20 yards receiving for 1 catch. Brandon Nemansky got a 13-yard catch as well. And Jared Watts got hot tonight for Berwick. He pulled in 3 catches for 76 yards. Evan Klinger and Watts got his first touchdown as well. Evan Klinger caught one tonight for 47 yards. Tegan Wilk caught one for 26 and a touchdown. Eric Montez caught one for 17 yards and a touchdown. Jacob Seeley got in on it as well. Got a catch for 11 yards. Noah Craig got one for 10. Joe Lynn for 10. Mike Kishbaugh for 8. Damon Beckhorn for 7. And Anthony Sisko for 6. So a big night stat-wise for the Berwick Bulldogs as they win this one going away by a score of 56-0. Berwick moves to 4-0 on the season and take on Selinsgrove in a game that you will see on MetroCast Channel 10 and on our Facebook page, MetroCast Channel 10-PA Facebook. You'll have that game live, Selinsgrove at Berwick next Friday night. Crestwood falls to 2-2 on the season. We do thank you so much for watching, and we hope you'll join us again for more sports action right here on MetroCast Channel 10. This MetroCast Channel 10 Sportscast has been brought to you by the Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, a regional philanthropic organization with over 200 charitable funds, including the Berwick Health and Wellness Fund. The Central Susquehanna Community Foundation, here for you, for good, forever. Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty Incorporated, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Personal, professional, and powerful. Better call Century 21 Covered Bridges Realty Incorporated. First Columbia Bank and Trust. We finance fun. Let First Columbia finance your next venture. With you every step of the way, First Columbia Bank and Trust. Member FDIC. The 162nd Annual Bloomsburg Fair, September 23rd through September 30th, featuring incredible entertainment, great food, and lots of fun. For tickets and information, go to bloomsburgfair.com. And by MetroCast, your high-speed internet, digital TV, and phone provider for the greater Berwick, Pocono, and Schuylkill County areas. Now with internet speeds up to 150 megabytes per second. MetroCast.